Hello everyone, welcome back to lecture 5. Today we are unlocking one of the true superpower of programming, that is loops. In simple terms, loops are used to repeat instructions. Imagine if I ask you to print the word hello 1,000 times. Writing print hello 1,000 times could take forever, but with loops, you write the instruction just once and Python does the heavy lifting for you. Let's see how. Our first tool is the while loop. A while loop checks a condition as long as that condition is true. It will run the code block inside it. The syntax is very simple. While and then condition followed by the code you want to execute. But here is the most important note you must include: an iterator, a variable that updates during each loop. If you don't update your variable, the condition will never become false. This creates an infinite loop which will freeze and crash your program. Let's see an example. Okay. First we will take I is equal to 1. Our question is print hello 5 times. Okay. Print hello 5 times. So we will do it with while loop. First, we will take a variable I and initialize it to 1, and then we will write while and then condition I is less than is equal to 5. Okay. And then call. Then we will write here print hello. Okay. Now we will write here I plus is equal to 1. Now print. Okay. Here you will see this is our starting point. Okay. And I is less than is equal to 5. This is our condition. And I plus is equal to 1. This is our iterator. It increases I by 1 each time. Okay. So first we will save the file and we will run the code. Here you will see uh, hello is written here 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And this is, and see this one. Okay. So this is how we print hello 5 times within a second. Okay. If you want to print 100 times or 200 times, just change the value here. Okay. For example, if I want to print hello 50 times, so I will change the value here just. Okay. Now we will see here. Here hello is written 50 times. See. Now we will write another question. Now question is print numbers from 1 to 5. Okay. Print numbers from 1 to 5 using while loop. So how we will print? First we will take a variable x. Declare, first we will declare a variable x and initialize it to 1. And then we will write here while x is less than is equal to 5. Okay. And then colon and then print x. And then we will write x plus is equal to 1. Okay. This is our iterator. It will increase I by 1 each time. And so we will first save the file and we will run the code. You can see here, here 1 to 5 is printed, okay, from while loop. So this is how we will print from 1 to 5. Okay. Now that's it for this example. Now moving forward. Okay, let's put this into practice to really build your muscle memory. Okay. Our question one is we want to print numbers from 1 to 100. Okay. So first we start our variable at 1. Wait, remove all this. Our question is print 1 to 100. So first we start our variable at 1. I is equal to 1. Then we will give condition while I is less than is equal to 100. Then we write colon and then we will write print x, print I, okay, and then we will write I plus is equal to 1. It increases I by 1 each time. Okay. Now we will save the file and run the code. You can see here we have printed from 1 to 100. Okay. This is how you will print from 1 to 100. Now moving towards next question. Yes. Our next question is print numbers from 100 to 1. Okay. Now let's go backward from 100 down to 1. Okay. Our question is print numbers from 100 to 1. Okay. So we will start I at 100. Okay. And this time our condition will be I is greater than is equal to 1. Okay. And then we will write here colon and then we will write here print I, and this time we will decrement I by 1. I minus is equal to 1. It will decrement I one times. Okay, first uh, it will check here the condition is true or not. Here it will check 100 is greater than is equal to 1. Yes. Now it will print 100, print I. It will print 100 and it will decrement I by 1, means I will be 99. Then it will check 99 is greater than is equal to 1. Yes. Then it will print 99 and then it will decrement I by 1, means I will be 98 and so on. That's it. So we will save the file and run the code. You can see here, uh, here from 100 to 1 is printed. Okay, this is how we print numbers from 100 to 1. So now let's move towards next question. Okay, our third question is, let's print a multiplication table for any number n. Okay, print the multiplication table of any number. So our question is, print the multiplication table of any number and multiplication table of any number n. Okay, now let's print a multiplication table for any number n. For any number n, if user enters 5, let's first we will, okay, we will take here user input, enter number for table, and we will declare and initialize I to 1, and then we will give a condition while I is less than is equal to 10. Okay, and we will print here n into sign and into and into I. We use asterisk for multiplication in programming. Okay, now we will increment I by 1. Okay, that's it for this question, guys. Let's check. Okay, we want to print if the user input is 5. Okay, okay, now you will see we want to print 5 into 1 is equal to 5, 5 into 2 is equal to 10. Similarly, 5 into 3 is equal to 15 and so on. So our loop will run exactly 10 times from 1 to 10. Okay, this is how we will print the multiplication table for any number. Let's take one more example. This time we will give here input as 10. Now we will see here multiplication table of 10 is printed. 10 into 1 is equal to 10, 10 into 2 is equal to 20, 10 into 3 is equal to 30. Similarly up to 10 into 10 is equal to 100. Okay, that's it for this question. This is how we print the multiplication table for any number n. Okay, now moving towards next. Okay, our next question is print element of list using a loop. Okay, uh, let's do this question. First, we will copy it from here. This is our question. Print the element of the following list using a loop. Okay, so how do we print all elements of a list? We know list indices starts at 0. So we start our iterator I is equal to 0. Okay. And then we will write here while I is less than len of list. Len will give us the number of element inside that list. Okay. This ensures we don't go out of bounds. Then we will print here nums. Okay, first we will take here a list nums. Okay, we will first take here a list nums, and you can take any number 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100. Okay, now we print here print nums of I from I. Okay, now we will iterate I by 1. I plus is equal to 1. Okay, this is how we print element of the following list using a loop. Which loop? While loop. Okay, so first save the file and run the code. Okay, we have taken here list. Now save the file and run the code. You can see here the element of list is printed using while loop. Okay, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, and 100. Okay, this is our list of element. Okay, that's it for this question, guys. Now moving towards our next question. Yes, our next question is search for a number x in this tuple using loop. Okay, for tuple. This is written in wrong. Okay. Search for search for a number x in this tuple using loop. So first we will write here the question. And then we will first copy this tuple Okay, now we will write here. For example, if we want to search x is equal to 36, if we want to search 36, then we will write here x is equal to 36, then we will initialize and declare a variable I to 0, and then we will write here while I is less than lane of tup. Tup is tuple. Okay, now we will write here if tup square bracket I, it will check each indices, each element. Okay, if tup square bracket I double is equal to I, then print found x at index. Okay, we will first write it inside a double quote, then I. Mhm. Then we will increment the variable I by 1. So I is equal to I plus 1. I plus is equal to 1 is same as I is equal to I plus 1. Okay. Now we will save the file and we will run the code. You can see here uh, found 36 at index x, index 5. Okay. In index 5, 36 is found. Like this is index 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. So we will check another, we will now find 100. Okay, now we will see here 100 is found at index 9. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now we will give here, now we will find 1000. Okay, then it will print nothing. It will print nothing because 1000 is not in the tuple. Now, if we want to uh, print not found, if the element is not present inside the tuple, then we will simply write here else. Okay, okay, don't worry, it is mm, too long. Okay, so we will done till here. Okay, this is how our question search for a number x in this tuple using loop. Now moving towards next. Okay, we have done all these questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 questions. Okay, now break and continue. Sometimes we don't want a loop to finish its entire cycle. Okay, so we want control over it. This is where break and continue come in. Okay, basically break is used to terminate the loop entirely when encountered. Okay, think of it as an emergency stop button. If we are searching for a number, once we find it, there is no need to check the rest of the list. Okay, we just break to save time and stop the search. Okay, and continue. Continue on the other hand, terminates only execution in the current iteration. Okay, and continues execution of the loop with the next iteration. It acts like a skip button. Okay, let's write a program to print all numbers from 1 to 10, but use continue to skip multiple of 3. Okay, now we will write here break example. Okay. Nums. Now we'll take here a list name is nums, and take here any variable, any value 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And then we will initialize a variable I and declare it to 0, and we will write here y I is less than len of nums. This is our condition part. Okay, now we will write here colon, and then if nums of I double is equal to, for example, we want to check only 30. Okay, 30. Then print found 30. Found 30. Stopping the, the loop, the loop early. Okay. Now we will simply write here break. Okay. Now if we found 30, then we will stop the loop early and we will put here break. And if the code, okay, if this condition will check, okay, num of I double is equal to 30, it will check if num of I double is equal to 30, and if found, it will break the loop. And then we will write here I plus is equal to 1, and then print. Okay, that's it. Then we will save the file and run the code. Here you will see found 30, stopping the loop early. Okay, it will check up to this part, and after that it will break. Okay, now we will take one more example of continue. Okay, this is break example. Let's remove this and write another example. Continue example. It skips multiple of, let's give I is equal to 1, and while I is less than is equal to 10. Okay, now write here if I percentage 3. This is modulo operator. It will check the remainder. Okay, whether I modulo 3 means I modulo 3 uh, remainder will be 0 or not. Okay, now we will increment I by 1. Okay, okay, always update iterator before continuing. Now we will write here continue. Okay, continue skips the print statement which we write below with yes print I plus is equal to 1, and we save the file and run the code. Okay, you can see here we write here continue, and it will skip the print statement below. Okay, you will see here if I percent tree double is equal to 0, then it will skip the print statement. Okay, as you see here 1 2 and 3 is missing because 3 will be skipped using continue. Okay, because this part is this condition will become true when I is equal to 3. Okay, and it will skip 3 and then 4 5 and then 6 is also skipped because it 6% is 3 is also 0 and it will skip 6, and then it will also skip 9. Okay, it will skip all the multiple of 3. Okay, that's it for this question, guys. Now moving towards next slide. We have done break and continue and also done the example of break and example of continue. Now we will moving forward. Okay, now let me introduce you to this to the easier and cleaner loop, that is the for loop. Okay, for loop are strictly used for sequential travels. This means traveling through sequence like a list, a string, or a tuple, one item at a time. Okay, the syntax is for element in list where EL each automatically grabs each item inside the sequence. You don't need manually set an index or update an iterator anymore. Okay, like in while loop, we will manually iterate an iterator, okay, by one, and in for loop, it is not required to write um, manually iterate the iterator. Okay, now we will see here one example. We will take here a list, my list is equal to 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we will save the file and run the code. You can see here we will traverse from 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we will check here. This is how for loop work. Okay. Now one more thing, Python also allow a for loop with else. Okay, the else block with yes. The else block execute only when the loop successfully finishes all its item naturally. Okay, now we will print here its part loop ended natural. But no, the else block doesn't execute when break is used. Okay, when break is used, if we use here break, then it will not execute. Okay, first we will print here and run the code. Okay, you will see here 1, 2, and 3 is printed, and lastly else block is also executed. Here loop ended naturally. It is inside else, and if we use here break, then it will not, the else block will not execute it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, you will see here when we write here break, then it will first check for element in my list, then one, first it traverse from one, and then one is printed, and then the for loop is break. Okay, that's why only one will be printed here. Okay, okay, now moving towards next. Okay, let's redo our list and tuple problem using the for loop so you can see the difference in simplicity. Okay, our question is print the element of the list using a loop. Okay, first we will copy it. Okay, it is written here wrong. Okay, we simply write here nums is equal to, we will first copy this list. and we will write here 4 EL in nums and print EL. Okay, we will write here print. This is optional. Okay, we will write here this is for to check whether it will go up to end or not. Okay, first we will save the file. First we will save the file and run the code. You can see here this is how simple for loop is. With only 4 lines, we have printed this list using list traversal. Now we will moving towards next question. Our next question is search for a number x in the tuple. We will traverse. Okay, first we will traverse every element. First we will take a tuple. Okay, then we will write here x. For example, if we want to search 25, then we will write here x is equal to 25. Then we will simply take here 4 EL in tab. Okay, then we will check here if EL double is equal to x. Double is equal to which comparison operator. It will compare whether these two are equal or not. Okay, then we will write here print number x found successfully. Okay, now we will write here break. Okay, now we will write here else print number not found. Tuple. Number not found in tuple. Okay, let's save the file and run the code. You will see here number 25 found successfully. Okay, now if we check here 100, whether 100 is in the tuple or not, then you can see here number 100 found successfully. Okay, and if we give here 1000, okay, then you will see here number not found. Number not found in tuple because 1000 is not in the tuple. Okay, that's it for this question, guys. Now moving towards next slide. Okay, we have done these two questions also. Now range function. Okay. What if we want to use a for loop, but we don't have a list or tuple to traverse? Okay. What if we just want to count to 10? We use the range function. Okay. We use the range function. Range function return a sequence of numbers. The syntax takes three argument only: range, start, stop, and then steps. Okay, steps is optional. If you want to give step, then give it, else it is optional. Okay, you will simply give start and by default it's start from zero. Wait, we will give you an example. We will take here for EL in range, and we will give here 5. Okay, by default it start from 0 and increment by 1. Okay, then we will write here print EL and print. Okay, the most important rule to remember is that it stop before the specified number. So range 5 will give you 0 1. Wait, we'll save the file. Range 5 will give you 0 1 2 3 and 4, but not 5. Okay, because last uh, number will is not included. Okay, inside the range function. Now we will take one more example. Now we will take here for the element in range. For element in range. Now we will start at 1 and stop before 5. Okay, now we will write here colon and then print element. Okay, and then print this. First we will comment the above code so that it will not mix with the next. Okay, this is our code. First we will copy it out and we will save the file and run the code. Okay, now we will see here when we start from 1. When we will start from 1, then it will print up to 4. Okay, it start from 1 and print up to 4. It will not print 5 because 5 is not included. It will go from 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, now we will give one more example. This time we will write 4 element in range. We will start from 1 and we will go up to 5 and we will go with 2 step. Okay, and we will write colon and then print element el. First we will comment out above code. Now you will see here only 1 and 3 is printed. Why 1 and 3? Because here first we write 1 and then we jump to step. This is our why jump to step, because we will write here step as 2. So we will write first print 1 and then we skip 2 and 3. We skip 2 and then we print 3 and then we skip 4, and because 5 is not included here, 5 is not included, that's why we haven't write here 5. Okay, if we, for example, if we write range from 6, then 5 will be printed. See here, 5 is also printed. Okay, it will jump two step. Okay, first print 1, then 3, then 5. Okay, that's it for range function, guys. Now moving towards next slide. Now let's solve our number generational problem again. Okay, this time utilizing for loop and range. Okay, our question is to print numbers from 1 to 100. This time we will do it with range function. Okay, so we will write here print 1 to 100 with for loop and range function. So we'll write here for first comment the question for I in range 1 comma 101. Okay, now we will write here print I. You can see here why we write here 101, because the ending is ending number is not included. Okay, that's why if we want to print from 1 to 100, then we will write here 1 comma 101. Okay, then it will print up to 100. Okay, as you see here, it will print from 1 to 100, not 101. Okay, now we will move towards our next question. Okay, our next question is to count backward from 100 to 1. Okay, so first we will write here 4. Okay, first we will write here for I in range. Don't worry, you will take here any variable. This time we will take here I. Okay, for I in range, we will start from 0, because we have to print numbers from 100 to 1. That's why we will give starting point as 100 and ending point as 0, because if we give 0 as ending point, then it will go up to 1. Okay, it will print up to 1, not 0, because 0 is not included. Then we will give step as -1, because we will print from 100 to 0. Okay, 100 to 1. Now we will simply print I. That's it for this question. Now we will save the file and run the code. As you can see here, guys, it will print from 100 to below 1. Okay, not 0, because 0 is not included. Okay, guys, that's it for this question, guys. Now moving towards next question. Our next question is we have to write multiplication table. Table of n. Okay, using range function and for loop. Okay. Now for this, we will first take here a user input and then we will write here for I in range. Range is 1 to 11. It start from 1 and end at 11. Okay. This time we will not give a step because uh, 1 is default. 1 is default. If you don't give step, then it will take step as 1. Okay. And then we will write here print and into I is equal to and into I. Okay. Now we will save the file and now we will give an example. Okay. We will give an input as 5. Then you can see here it will print from 5 into 1 is equal to 5 to 5 into 10 is equal to 50. Okay. It will print the multiplication table of 5. For example, if we give here 10, then it will print the multiplication table of 10. Okay, we have done this question with for loop and range function. Okay, that's it for this question, guys. Now we will moving towards next question. We have done all these three questions. Okay, we have done all these three questions. No, pass statement. Sometimes in programming you plan to write a loop, but you are not sure what code goes inside it with. Okay. In Python, an empty loop throw a syntax error. If you write an empty loop, then it will throw a syntax error. Okay. To prevent this, we use pass statement. Pass is a null statement that does nothing. It is used strictly as a placeholder for future code. Okay. And it is generally used in exception handling as well. Now, I will give you an example of also. Okay. So first we will take here for element in range to 10. Okay, we will give here 10 and then we will write here pass. Okay, and then print program finished successfully. Yes, successfully. Okay, here pass will add logic here later. Okay, I will add logic here later. That's why I use I write here pass. It will run without passing. Okay. Let's show you without writing pass statement. Okay, if we do not write pass, then it will gives an error. Okay, and when we have write pass statement, then it will not give me any error. Okay, It will bypass this error. This is all about pass. Okay, now moving forward. Okay, now let's practice with two classical mathematical logic question. Our question one is write a program to find sum of first and number using while. Okay, first we will write here n is equal to, we will take user input, enter n for sum. Now we will take here some variable, sum val is equal to 0. Then we will initialize 1 I to 1. And then we will write here while and give condition while I is less than is equal to n. Then some variable plus is equal to I. Okay. Some variable plus is equal to I will add current number to total sum. Okay. Now we will write I plus is equal to 1. It will increment I by 1. Okay. Because in while loop incrementation is necessary. Then we will write here print total sum is total sum is sum value. Okay, that's it for this question. Now we will save the file. We will save the file and run the code. Now, if n is equal to 5, we want 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Okay, we create a sum variable and initialize it to 0 and keep adding I on it on every loop. Okay, on every loop we will keep adding I to some variable. Okay, then you will see here if we give input to 5, then it will give here 15, because if we sum here 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, then it will give 15. Okay, for example, if we give here another input, now we want sum of first 10 number. Okay, then it will give us 55, because sum of first 10 number from 1 to 10 is 55. Okay, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10. It is 55. Okay. That's it for this question, guys. Now, our second question is write a program to find the factorial of first n number using for loop. Okay. Now we will take here user input, and enter n for factorial. Okay. Now we will take a fact variable, initialize it to 1, and then we will take here for I in range, and then we will take give here starting point 1 and ending point as n plus 1. Okay, it will go up to n plus 1, and then we will simply write here fact into is equal to I. Okay, fact into is equal to I. It will multiply current number to total factorial. Okay, now we will simply write here print factorial. Factorial is fact. Okay, now we will save the file and run the code. Now we want factorial of 5. Then you can see here factorial is 124 factorial of 5. Okay, factorial of 5 is 120. Now we will give one more input. Now we want factorial of 4. Then you can see here factorial of 4 is 24. Okay, now if we want to print factorial of 2, then factorial of 2 is 2. Okay, that's it for this question, guys. Okay, guys, we have done lecture 5. Thank you for watching.